Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Nur Alwani binti Johari, matric number 2020 7181 and 51. We will present about our group project, which is tax incentive under health travel services for subject advanced taxation. We had choose public listed company, which is TOPVISION Eye Specialist Center. Our first presenter will be Siti FATIMAH binti JAAFAR, matric number 2021142697. Second presenter is May, and third presenter is Siti ASYURAH binti Sir Ameer Ali 2020678564. Our presentation will be 10 content, which is first company profile, second type of tax, third is incentive under condition and criteria for eligibility of tax incentive, 4 is if any have predetermined qualifying expenditure, 5 is other relevant information, 6 is student finding from the current company and inference from the findings, 7 is student suggestion to enjoy tax incentive if the company not eligible for tax incentive, 8 is student suggestion to maximize utilization of tax incentive, 9 is student suggestion which under given assumption, and 10 is conclusion and our recommendation.
For the company background, TOPVISION Eye Specialist Center is a comprehensive medical eye service provided with ambulatory surgical center in Malaysia. They started in the year 2010 and they successful at 9 ambulatory care eye specialist center in Selangor, Johor, Negeri Sembilan and Kelantan. They offer modern and advanced treatment for both general complex eye diseases. Their doctors are renowned ophthalmologists who have mastered many treatment enabling patients to enjoy maximum safety, accuracy, and comfort undergoing eye treatment and surgery. They provided service and delivered them with compassion and patient-centric approach within reach of everyone. Their vision is to provide high-quality, affordable, and comprehensive eye care treatment to all patients and enable them to improve patient quality of life through education, early detection, maximizing treatment effectiveness, and delivering professional patient care. Of 7 years, patient had set up 5 ambulatory care eye specialist centers. In the year 2020, they started the expansion within the southern region of Malaysia, which is their 6 centers in Seremban and 7 centers in Johor Bahru.
Thank you, Fatima, for the presentation before. So now we go to types of incentive under this industry. First incentive is incentive for the promotion of healthcare travel. Under this incentive, we have two conditions, which is incentive for private healthcare facilities. Companies that establish new private healthcare facilities or existing private healthcare facilities undertaking expansion, modernization, refurbishment for purpose of promoting healthcare travel are eligible to apply for an income tax exemption equivalent to investment tax allowance ITA of 100% on the qualifying capital expenditure incurred within a period of 5 years. The allowance can be used to offset 100% of statutory income for each year of assessment. Any unutilized allowance can be carried forward to subsequent year until fully utilized. This incentive for the purpose that have private hospital and ambulatory care center. Second incentive is automatic employment, professional pass approval for medical specialists. This incentive available for employment or professional pass that will offered automatically to the following qualifying specialists who just returned or come from abroad to serve in Malaysian hospital. Under this incentive, we have some requirement, which is who specialist is Malaysian or non-Malaysian medical specialist can apply. Second is who is non-Malaysian spouse who qualified as professional as per stipulated in the Malaysian Classification of Occupation (MASCO). However, this is a subject to registration with the relevant professional bodies. We have condition and criteria for eligibility of this tax incentive. We have 6 criteria that must be fulfilled for this tax incentive, which is first, the company must incorporate in Malaysia under the Companies Act 1965. Second, the private healthcare facility must be approved and licensed by Ministry of the Health (MOH). Third is the private healthcare facility must be registered with the Malaysian Healthcare Travel Council (MHTC) as a healthcare facility for the promotion of healthcare travel. Fourth is for each private healthcare facility, the healthcare traveller should form not less than 10% of its total patient for each year of assessment, and at least 10% of its gross income from the qualifying project for each year of assessment is generated from healthcare traveller. 5 is for a new private healthcare facility project, the applicant must make an application and submit to MIDA prior to commencement of business. Second, applicant must send an application to MIDA together with the approval for established Form 2 from MOH. And the last criteria is for any expansion, modernization, refurbishment project for existing private facility is the applicant must submit to MIDA before the first equivalent capital expenditure is incurred for the purpose of expansion, modernization and refurbishment project. And second is applicant must submit to MIDA together with the approval for expansion, modernization, refurbishment Form 6 from MOH. For this incentive, we have predetermined qualifying expenditure, which is this incentive applicable for application received by MIDA on or after 1 January 2015 but not later than 31st December 2020. Qualifying capital expenditure. For this purpose of ITA, qualifying capital expenditure in relation to private healthcare facilities mean capital expenditure incurred in relation to building, plant and machinery, medical device or other facilities in accordance with the criteria as set out by Ministry of Finance and used for the purpose of the qualifying project and should be verified by Ministry of Health. For other relevant information under this incentive is double deduction on quality accreditation. For this incentive, we have double deduction, which is private healthcare facility which registered as the member of Nation Healthcare Travel Council (MHTC) is entitled to enjoy the double deduction incentive on the expenditure incurred for the purpose of obtaining quality accreditation from the following quality accreditation bodies and organizations. We have 5 quality accreditation bodies, which is first, Joint Commission International Accreditation JCIA from the United States of America. Second is Malaysia Society for Quality in Health MSQH from Malaysia. Third is CHKS Accreditation Unit CHKS from the United Kingdom. The Australian Council on Healthcare Standard SCHC from Australia, and lastly accreditation from Canada. This double deduction is given under the provision of Section 34 6 MA Income Tax 1967 starting from 4 February 2016. This double deduction incentive subject to the following condition. We have 5 conditions under this double deduction incentive, which is first, application is responsible to ensure that the International Society for Quality in Healthcare recognition awarded to the above accreditation bodies and legitimate and valid during the year of assessment. Second is, applicant must obtain full accreditation from the above accreditation bodies and ensure that they have full accreditation award is legitimate and valid during the year of assessment and recognized by ISQA. Third is applicant must comply with the rules and regulations determined by MHTC. And the lastly is application must comply with the guideline and regulation determined by the Inland Revenue Board IRB. This double deduction incentive must be claimed and submit to the IRB.
For student funding from the current company, what we fund as a result of the funding company is promotion of healthcare travel. For the first criteria of eligibility of the tax incentive is Top Vision Eye Specialist Center is the first private ambulatory eye specialist center to the public listed on Bursa Malaysia Security Berhad. Second, based on the annual report of the company, they are incorporated in Malaysia under Company Act. Next, the company has the material license permit and approval required for business and operation approving authority by the Ministry of Health and become an ordinary member Malaysia Healthcare Travel Council. Besides, the company is the cooperated panel for two of the larger TPA groups in Indonesia, namely PT Administrasi Medica and PTAA International Indonesia, which refer panel patient directly to Top Vision for treatment. They have also partnered with local travel facilitator in Medan such as PT Hands Travel to refer patients to their companies. This effort will contribute to the increase in medical tourists coming to Malaysia. Next is the company plan a new private healthcare facility project to open Top Vision Eye Specialist Center and two ambulatory centers in near future. Top Vision Eye Specialist Center is subspecialty multidisciplinary tertiary eye hospital. Next, for expansion project of an existing private healthcare facility such as offering refractive surgeries for customer waiting spectacle independent such as LASIK and implantable columnar lens procedure. Aesthetic double eyelid surgical procedure is also being planned and added offering. And the last, renovation work in progress consists of renovation under constructional installation for intended use a specialist center. The amount is started at cost and is not depreciated until it's complete and ready to their intended use.
Hi, my name is SITI ASYURAH. I will present about recommendation, which is if the company is not eligible for the incentive, student may offer suggestion on how the company can potentially enjoy the incentive. So there are many types of the incentive provided by the Malaysia government to attract foreign or local investor for investment in certain industry in Malaysia. Based on this company, we can see the nature of business is healthcare, so this company is eligible to enjoy the incentive. If this company is not eligible for the incentive, we suggest Top Vision Eye Specialist Center be involved with activity to set up new private healthcare facilities and expansion or modernization, refurbishment of existing private healthcare facilities and can potentially enjoy the incentive. From this activity, Top Vision Eye Specialist Center can apply qualifying capital expenditure incurred in relation to planned machinery or medical device. Top Vision Eye Specialist Center has provided ambulatory surgery center, so it needs more medical equipment and instrument item, infection control, information technology and communication item, furniture and fitting item, medical facility item, and motor vehicle for patient transport. Top Vision Eye Specialist Center can enjoy the incentive with this activity that company has. Second recommendation is if this company is currently enjoying tax incentive, student may offer suggestion on how the company can potentially maximize utilization of the incentive. Activities to set up new private healthcare facilities and expansion, modernization, refurbishment of existing private healthcare facilities and can maximize utilization of tax incentive. Any unutilized allowance can be carried forward to subsequent year until fully utilized. New facility or expansion, modernization or refurbishment of existing facility which is for the purpose of promoting medical tourism is tax exemption equivalent to 100% of QCE set off against 100% of statutory income. Export of healthcare service to foreign client is an allowance equal to 100% of the value of increased export deduct against 70% of statutory income. Prior to the commencement of the business, the company incur an expenses for purchasing machinery with price for 400 billion and additional 500 incurred for staff remuneration costs. If the machineries are treated as a separate business sources, then the unabsorbed capital allowance from the manufacturing operation will be carried forward to be set off in the next year assessment against the manufacturing operation. Second recommendation is, if the company is currently enjoying tax incentives, student may offer suggestion on how the company can potentially maximize utilization of tax incentive. Activities to set up new private healthcare facilities and expansion, modernization, refurbishment of existing private healthcare facilities and can maximize utilization of tax incentive. Any unutilized allowance can be carried forward to subsequent year until fully utilized. New facility or expansion, modernization or refurbishment of existing facility which is for the purpose of promoting medical tourism is tax exemption equivalent to 100% of QCE set off against 100% of statutory income. Export of healthcare service to foreign client is an allowance equal to 100% of the value of increased export deduct against 70% of statutory income. Prior to the commencement of the business, the company incur an expenses for purchasing machinery with price for 400 billion and additional 500 incurred for staff remuneration costs. If the machineries are treated as a separate business sources, then the unabsorbed capital allowance from the manufacturing operation will be carried forward to be set off in the next year assessment against the manufacturing operation. Conclusion, we can conclude that TOPVISION eye specialist BERHAD is eligible to receive some incentive according to the conditions that have been set. The company was planning a new private healthcare facility project and project of an existing private healthcare facility for promotion as well as according to criteria from MIDA. Third, TOPVISION eye specialist BERHAD can get automatic employment or professional pass approval for medical specialists. Last but not least, employment or professional pass will be offered automatically to the following qualified medical specialists who return on or come from abroad to serve in Malaysia hospital.